Well, hello, welcome in. Welcome back to Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. This is Sandi. And tonight we have such a fun topic because, I don't drink coffee. I'm a teetotaler. And tonight's topic is growing your own teas. So I'm just like so excited about that. And Teresa is in here. We've been chatting back and forth. BP, hello. Julie, hello. How are ya? And everybody else that hasn't commented in the chat, but I can see that you guys are here. So welcome. Did you guys know that January is National Tea Month? So I thought this was just perfect segue. It's National Tea Month. We should talk about teas. And of course, you can buy teas in the stores. There's just a myriad of different teas you can buy, but you can grow your own. BP says, I drink both. Have 2 cups going. That's funny because a lot of times I have multiple things that I'm drinking at the same time. I'll have some water, I'll have tea, I might have juice or just whatever. And Teresa has some coffee. Well, it has been cold and chilly in Wyoming, and so anything that can warm you up, all across the country. I mean, I saw 6 inches of snow down in Florida. I've seen places that have 11 inches of snow that don't usually get snow. It's just like, whoa, you need a cup of tea. You need to settle down, make yourself a cup of tea, and just relax. So we're going to talk about teas today. Now, you can get just little bags of tea. You can get loose leaf tea. I think I'm right in the story that, Teresa says that it's 26 degrees. Adeline girl, how are ya? I'm excited to see this video. I'm drinking my hot tea now. Yes. Look at that blizzard in New Orleans. I'm really afraid of all the plants and trees and shrubs and bushes and everything, because if you have snow and a lot of snow where you don't usually have that kind of weather, it can really do some damage. And so and a lot of it we won't even know until springtime, because it's just crazy, the snow. So back to our tea. I'm pretty sure this is the story, the correct story. 1908, there's a tea company. They send tea all over the place. Well, they decided to do some smaller amounts of tea in silk bags, just for something for their customers. Well, some of those customers started not taking the tea out of the bag, because it was all loose leaf tea at the time. They started making their tea in those silk bags. And it wasn't long before they realized that people really appreciated that. And so now you can just get tea bags all over the world. So Madeline says that it's 38 degrees in Central Florida now. RV is 57 inside. Not bad, she says. I think that'd be kind of chilly. If my house was only 57 degrees, I would be a little chilly. Teresa says, my son in Charleston, South Carolina, 3 inches. See, trees and stuff down there are not used to snow. I'm a little concerned. And I know I don't live there, so I shouldn't be concerned. But the more I see the stories, I was telling Joe today, I'm concerned with the plants and what it will look like this spring. It could ruin all the oranges and lemons and pecans and just all kinds of stuff. You never know, if it stays too long, how it can freeze those buds. Not just flower buds, but leaf buds too. So I'm a little concerned. Okay, so do I buy tea in bags? Yes, I love a good English breakfast tea. I do. I love it. Teresa's correct. A lot of damage can be done. I love a good English breakfast tea. I used to like bergamot tea, but most of the bergamot tea that you buy now is not from the bergamot plant. They're using a different plant, and I don't like the difference in taste. Some people don't notice it. I just, I don't drink coffee. I only drink tea, and I just do not like it because it'll say it's bergamot tea, which is like an Earl Grey tea. But it is not the same as it used to be. Just saying. Now you can grow your own tea. Now you don't have to necessarily grow the actual tea plant because that really needs a zone 8, 9, 10 usually. Sometimes a 7 if it's a microclimate. I don't have that here in Wyoming. I would literally have to grow it in a pot, bring it back inside in the wintertime, outside in the springtime. I'm just not willing to do that. But I am willing to grow many plants that I can make tea with. Cheryl is here. Good evening. I hope you're having a good day. So you could grow a lot of herbs can be teas. Lemon balm, lemon verbena, all the different mint families. Peppermint is a very popular tea. Though, if I was going to do a mint other than peppermint, I think I would do apple mint because I really like that. There's an orange mint that makes a really nice tea. So you get that mixture of mint and orange at the same time. And a lot of those I can grow here, even in Wyoming weather. Like the apple mint, I have to have it pretty protected. So it has to be in a microclimate. The spearmint and peppermint I can grow. Orange mint I can grow. Do you know that you can make tea from evergreen needles? It gives you a lot of vitamin C and nutrients. Like if you were lost in the snow, but you can make a fire, you could literally make yourself like a pine tree or a different kind of evergreen. Up from the needles, you could make a tea. If you ever watched any of those shows that are like Alone, Survivor, you will see them making those types of tea because it gives you a lot of vitamin C, and Native Americans would drink that so they wouldn't get scurvy. Now, they didn't call it scurvy because that is an English word for it, but it would make them healthier. BP says, apple mint, I must look at that. A lot of times you can get the different mints in greenhouses, sometimes even in a box store if it's a big box store. Julie says, for herbal, I do basil and mint with stevia leaves to sweeten. Because if you wanted to be natural and you wanted to just add a little sweetener to it, stevia is a plant you can grow. I've grown it many times. You could put honey from honeybees. If you don't have honeybees, you could buy local honey. Some stores carry local honey. Farmers markets carry local honey. Or sometimes just adding some lemon to it can be really good. Cheryl says that it's 7 degrees. She said, I've been glad to be here crocheting my day away. See, that is a good thing to do. BP wants to know if anybody grows stevia. I have grown stevia many times. I do have to grow it as an annual because it will not survive my winters. I shouldn't say that. I could probably pile straw or hay on top of it like I do my artichokes, and it would survive the winter. Julie says, this is my first year growing stevia. I saved seeds. They almost got blown away in the Santa Anas. Seeding the neighborhood. Well, because herbs can do that. They very much can do that. Sherry, how are ya? Southern Roots by Sherry. Welcome. We were talking about teas tonight. Sherry, are you a tea drinker, a teetotaler, or would you rather drink coffee? Do you grow your own plants that you can make into teas? Now, I have, so this is a tea that I make. I just call it immune tea booster. If I'm not feeling good, like feels like you're going to get a cold. And it has echinacea root, elderberries, nettles, licorice root. I add licorice root to almost all of my mixtures of tea because in Chinese medicine, licorice root can enhance all the other herbs that you're using. So I have just always, after I read that, I've always added them to my teas. This one has peppermint and rose hips in it. Depending on the plant that you're steeping for your tea, you may steep it for 5 minutes, or like this one, I steep for 15 minutes. So I have it written down here to steep for 15 minutes. Oh, Sherry drinks both of them. Awesome. And another one that I make that gosh, I bet you I have made this for, I don't even know how many years. Seriously, I don't know how many years. I don't know, 15, 20, 30, I don't know. But I just call it Sandi's Morning Startup Tea. It has a lot of things in it. Look at all those ingredients. But that's just me. You can just drink peppermint tea. Now, people drink teas for different reasons. Some people drink it just for the enjoyment. They just enjoy drinking tea. But you can drink tea because a tea is an infusion. And so like when I'm steeping it for 15 minutes, I'm always putting a lid on top because I want all that goodness of all those things in there to stay in that water. And so that infusion becomes, which is fusion tea. It's the same thing. See, I skip and then I lose my train of thought. Okay. Anyway, why people drink tea. You can make teas that will help you medically. Now, I'm not going to give you anything that will give you medical advice because I am not a doctor. I just know from my own experience what it can do for me, how it can help me feel better. There are teas that people drink for anxieties, for their blood, for their circulation, for their lungs, for their brain. I have a tea that I drink that's called a brain booster. And I can tell the difference right away, but I cannot drink it more than probably 2 weeks at a time. Then all of a sudden it makes me feel weird. And so then I'll stop for a while and then I can drink it again. It's just one of those weird things. Something in there builds up too much in my system and I have to take a break from it. Now, you always want to know allergies. If you're making teas for yourself or for your family, are you putting anything in there that somebody might be allergic to? You just need to do some research on that. If you're taking medicine, can it react with your medicine? Because some people will tell you that herbs won't react with medicines, and that is not true. Not true. You know, now herbs themselves may not have side effects, but when you're mixing them with stuff, it's just like when people take thyroid medicine. You should never eat cabbage because it has a thing that crosses with it and it's not good. Cheryl says that I grow lemon balm, catmint, spearmint, 4 different types of mint. Don't remember the names. Blend them with hibiscus flowers. Oh yeah, I got hibiscus flowers in there. I love adding hibiscus flowers. And Teresa says it's soothing. It is soothing. Hi, Dorothy, how are you? It becomes more concentrated if you leave the lid on, is what I think. I do too, because those essence of those herbs don't go out into the air. They stay in there and you get to enjoy them. Troy Sutton is in the house. How are you, Troy? Yay. Troy, we're talking about teas. Do you like to drink tea? Sherry says, allergies would be my problem. I'm allergic to so many plants. See, so Sherry just has to be careful. If she's having tea, she just has to know that she can't have any teas that could affect that. Now, there's a lot of PDFs, research that you can read about teas. There's some fabulous books that I have about teas. But in the very top of the chat, there's 2 starred links. And those are links to these papers. Like one of them, this is by community, if she's a community herbalist, and it's called Wild Carrot Herbs. And it's 29 tasty teas for kids and grown-ups that you can grow at home. And so it's about 3 pages long. I just think it's real interesting. There's just so many more, but I like that they tell you about the herb, you know, so that like chamomile. I have some sleepy time tea that I make, and it has chamomile in it because that relaxes you. You could put some hops in there that can help you go to sleep. So they're just things to learn. Now, the other link that's up on the very top of the chat is 60 plants to grow for teas. And this is from Melissa. She's Empress of the Dirt. I just love that website. And it is 3 or 4 pages too. But the reason I like this one is because it tells you what part of the plant you're going to use, because you need to know in a tea, are you using the leaves, the flowers, the whole plant, the roots? If you're using the roots, do you have to roast them first, or can you just dry them? Like licorice, I could just dry them. Dandelions, if I was making dandelion tea, I would dig up those roots and then I would roast them, and then I'd grind them up in my Vitamix. So, but you can buy almost all of those dried herbs from like Mountain Rose Herbs, Bulk Herb Store. There's some really good websites that you can order your loose leaf herbs so that you can use in teas. Hey. Oh, Teresa says the links are gone. Just a second. Let me go up there and see if I can find them and post them again. How are you, Nancy? Nancy, we're talking about teas. Let me go back up to there. And let me see if I can there's one of them. I don't know if I can make that. If I take the star away, maybe you'll be able to see them. And then this is the other one. I'm going to take the star away, and I'm going to go back up to the very top. Okay, now I can see them. Teresa, if you go to the very top of the chat, can you see those now? I don't know why it won't let me copy and paste them, though. So maybe you guys can copy and paste and put them back into the chat. So, but this one with Empress in the Dirt, it's nice because it tells you what part of the plant you're using. So like leaves for tea, and it has Feverfew, though you can use the flower for Feverfew too. Lemongrass, apple mint, black peppermint, chocolate mint, and if you're using the fruit, if you're using the flowers, if you're using the roots, or if you're using the seeds of that plant. So I just thought that was a great one. If you can't see them, just send me an email and I will send you the link so that you can just print those off. She says, you may have to put them in your more section. I don't have a more section on my side. I have a live and I have a starred section. That's so weird. Anyway, I'll put it in the description below. So when I'm done with this, I'll go in and I'll put it in the description below, because Teresa's not finding it. And Karen is here. Hello. How are you, Karen? So we're talking about teas. Now, there are parts of certain plants that you can use multiple things, like rose hips. You can use the rose hips. And then you can use the flower, the rose flower, actually, you can make a tea out of. And Dorothy wants, what was the other one? Okay, just a minute. Let me go up to the top because I can still see them. There's this one right here. It's a long one. I don't know why I can't copy and paste that on mine, but I will put it in the description. So I apologize for that. And tell me when you guys have that. Oh, Craig is here too. How are ya? Tell Debbie I said hi. I was on Facebook and I saw one of Parker's posts. He is just a go-getter, I tell ya. Craig knows who I'm talking about. Just screenshot it. Let me see if I can do that. Let's see. Can I screenshot while I'm live on there? I don't know. I don't want to mess anything up. Okay, let's stop for a second. And I am going to put in, oh, Dorothy took a screenshot. See, Dorothy, she's good. Okay, I am going to put in this little code because I have a little heart to give away. It's a magnet on the back, fused glass. This one's the red one. I have 2 of them to give away tonight. A red one and a green one. And I have a scrubby to give away. I made some of these. They were so much fun. Have I ever made teas from Philip roses? Have I ever? My roses that I have are wild roses. Not that I don't have some other roses. I do have some tea roses and some other ones. And I have made them from the rose hips, but I haven't made them from the flowers. So tell me in the chat, what do you grow that you grow and make teas out of? Now, there's lots of sages, like pineapple sage makes a really nice tea, where the regular sage can be so powerful, but pineapple sage makes a very pleasant one. Lavender, rosemary. The other thing about herbs that I've found, which is great for a lot of people, is they don't have to have as rich a soil. They can grow in some pretty poor soil, and I really like that. Oh, good. Yeah, I made a little short when I was making these. I made 3 different colors of them, and they were fun, and I could make them in 3 minutes. When I timed it, 3 minutes and 46 seconds. That's how long it took me from start to finish. Yes. Okay, so let me do the winner button. And let's see who the winner is. Nightbot is picking Dorothy. You are the winner of the red fused glass magnet. Yay! So let me write that down. And Dorothy, I will send that out to you. Yay, congratulations. Oh, Karen, look at that. Karen is making it from lavender, chamomile, rosemary, spearmint, and mint. There's just like so many combinations. And I thought, oh, somebody's going to ask me what kind of combinations that would be easy to do. And I thought, oh, okay, bedtime brew. Oh, sorry, I just hit my table. Bedtime brew. Like if you needed a tea, you could just mix this up in a jar, and then you could just use it whenever you needed just something to help you sleep. Excuse me. I use 1/4 cup of chamomile, 1/4 cup of lemon balm, 1 tablespoon of feverfew, and you could use the leaves or the flowers, and 1 teaspoon of dried hops. You can just mix that together. I usually use, like these are dried herbs, so I usually use 1 to 2 teaspoons to about a pint of water. That's usually my pretty easy, across the board kind of thing. Now, some herbs are not as powerful as other herbs, and you may want to use a little bit more. Oh, Dorothy says, yay. And Steph is here. Good morning. Good evening. Good morning. I don't know why I said good morning. Usually because we text in the morning. But good evening. She says, I hope everyone is staying cozy with a cup of tea. They should be staying cozy with a cup of tea. But I have a mellow mint tea, a rosemary rose tea, and a lavender citrus tea. So I am going to put those. Let me show it to you. Can you see those? So you can screenshot it if you want to. Otherwise, I'll have them in the description. But those are just some really simple teas that you could do, right? Oh, Anne is in here too. Hi, Anne. How are you? Anne is in Texas, and she got snow because I saw her video. And there was snow around the swimming pool. BP asks, what type of hops? There are so many. For me here in Wyoming, the type of hops that I grow is called golden hops because it's very hardy. But depending on where you live, that can make a difference. And Anne says that the snow is melting. Steph says, lavender citrus sounds fabulous. It's so easy for the lavender citrus. 1/4 cup chamomile. I use the flowers on the chamomile. 1 tablespoon of calendula petals. Calendula petals is a very relaxing tea and very healthy tea for you. 1 tablespoon of lemon peel and 1 tablespoon of orange peel. It makes a fabulous little tea. Now you can buy teas from companies that literally look like a flower. That looks like it's all closed up. I have some. I should have brought some in. Oh. And then when you put the boiling water over top of it and put the lid on, then it all expands. It's just so beautiful. One of my daughters bought that for me, and I rarely let anybody else have any. I know that's terrible that I don't let people enjoy it too, but I just love it so much. And it was a gift, and I just don't do it. I just don't share it very often, and that's terrible, I tell you. Now, if you were going to use fresh herbs, you always have to have way more fresh herbs than you can have dry herbs. Now, if you go out and cut some fresh herbs, I always cut it at a 45-degree angle just because I want that plant to grow again. You can use the fresh herbs. You just have to use more. So like if I was using 1 teaspoon of a dry herb, I would use 3 or 4 teaspoons of a fresh herb. Because as it dries, it gets very much more intense. Yes, they're blooming teas. They're just so beautiful. I love them. And that's the nice thing about growing your own. Especially there's so many of them that are perennials. If you live in a climate that's just too cold to grow a specific one, a specific herb that you want to grow for a tea, you can always grow it in the ground or in a pot and then just replant it each year or drag it inside, put it in your garage so it doesn't freeze completely, and then take it back out. It's really interesting. Like if you grow fennel, you can let it go to seed. Cilantro, when it goes to seed, those actually make great teas or a combination with it. Another thing I like to add is ginger root. And you can buy ginger root already powdered. You can slice it yourself, make a cup of tea, and put a very thin slice right into your cup of tea. If you put too much, it's very powerful. But maybe you like it that way. I don't know. You might. And like I grow elderberries. In fact, tomorrow's video is on my elderberry syrup. I haven't done a video on elderberry syrup for a very long time, and people have been asking me about it. And so I'm doing it all the way, starting with dried elderberries. Usually I use fresh elderberries to make it, but I wanted to show how you can purchase elderberries, dried elderberries, and go through the whole process because it's just such a great soothing like cough or sore throat that you can take, and it just lasts in your refrigerator for months and months and months. And Dale is here. Hey, how are you, Ann girl? Let's give away a scrubby. So you can use these to wash your dishes. I made some really soft yarn ones that you can use in the shower or the bath. And actually, I'm going to make a few more. I have some homemade soaps that are round. And I thought, I should make some of these. Put the soap in there before I close up the ends. And then the soap would automatically be in there. So that's something I'm going to do. Nancy says, is it all right if I post something? I think so. If I think it's inappropriate, I just take it off. No, of course you can. I'm only teasing you. Anne says, I'm looking for those blooming teas online. Are they jasmine based? Well, some of mine have jasmine in them. They usually come in a tube. Well, my ones have always come in a tube, and then they have all these different ones, and they're individually wrapped, and they have all kinds of different flavors. Oh, Anne says, just in time. Just in time. And Teresa says, for you to win, Miss Ann. That is so cute. Okay. So I am going to put the little code in there, and Nightbot will pick who the winner is. And then I'll mail it to you tomorrow. If I don't have your address, I will put my email across the bottom, and you guys can just send it to me. The winner is Steph Girl. Steph, you want a scrubby? Yay! And I got Steph's address, so let me write that down. Yay, yay, yay. Oh, Nancy is an affiliate with Mountain Rose Herbs. Of course, just put it in the chat. That is just totally okay. Awesome. Hi, young lady. The wolf that could. Thank you for the text message. You're just so kind. Thank you so much for that. Sorry, I just keep bumping my table. I apologize. So we're talking about teas tonight. It's January is National Tea Month. So make sure that you're drinking extra amounts of tea. I like to, a lot of times I get mine from Mountain Rose, right? I like that company. They have very high quality ingredients. So if I can't grow it, because first of all, I'm going to try to grow it. If I can't grow it, then I want to buy it from a company that I trust. And Mountain Rose is just a great, great company. And Nancy, I'm not seeing it that you posted it. So if you can post it, that is just totally okay. So if I can't grow it myself, I like it because it comes and it's all vacuum sealed. If I have to open it, though you could reseal it, I put them in mason jars. Just like when I do my teas, I put them in mason jars. I seal it tight. If I don't think I'm going to use it for a while, I'll literally put tape around there. And I actually have that thing that sucks all the air out of a jar. But I use this a lot. I'm always refilling it. So I don't do that on this one. Oh, just so you know, on Friday morning, 9 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, look at here. That's the hat I'm giving away. Mushrooms. Spectacular. Oh, Anne says that I like Mountain Grows too. Oh, interesting. Steph says, I really like loose leaf. So if I can find all the ingredients somewhere, I mix my own. I love that idea too. Now, I thought I should probably show you. Now, you can buy tea balls, that you just put the loose leaf in. It's metal usually. It screws back together. It goes on the side, right? Oh, look at here. More people coming in. Christine, hello. How are you? And the Vineyard Farmhouse. Hello. If I missed anybody, please just say something more in the chat so that I can say hi to you. But do you know you can make your own coffee, or out of a coffee filter, you can make your own tea bag. Now, I've bought my own tea bags lots and lots of times. They're empty. You can either close them with a staple, like this is closed with a staple, or you can sew them shut. And I've done that before. But I thought, what if you just wanted to try it and you're making your own concoction of tea, but you want them individual? Well, you can make them out of coffee filters. So let me undo this one. I just cut my coffee filter so it looks more like a square. It's a little longer than a square, more like a rectangle, I guess. Oh, good. And put that link in there for Mountain Rose and for Nancy's. Yay! Thank you very much for doing that. So what I do is I first fold it in half, right? And then I'm just going to fold the edge a little bit. So both of the edges are getting folded. So see how it's just folded over like that? The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this like this, and I'm going to crunch this down. And really, after you do like one or two of these, they're just so fast to do. So that when you crunch it down, it's got that seam right there. And the two ends are the only thing that are open, right? And it just gets folded in half. Now, of course, you would have tea in here. And then you're just going to fold a corner and fold a corner and staple that. It's really easy. I mean, I played around with all kinds of papers today, but the coffee filter I thought was the best because it filters the water so good. I have made my own just out of muslin material, and I've just sewed little bags, and then once the tea was in there, I folded it over and sewed it again. But I just thought this was so fun because you could make your own little paper. I'm always thinking, you know, there's probably all kinds of stuff online on how to make your own tea bag. But I just think, you know, oh, let me see this. Steph says, Dorothy, I will say a prayer for you this evening. I'm sorry things have been rough. Yes, you know it. Dorothy, you know, you and all my YouTube friends are just like so in my prayers every single day. Now, let's give one more heart away. You know, I usually like my lives at 30 minutes. I'm way over already. Okay, so this one is a green one. Has a magnet on the back. And it's fused glass, so I make it in my kiln. Oh, thanks so much, Anne. She said, hit the like button. I appreciate that. And remember, when I get done with this, I'll go back in and I'll put in those 2 links so that you can have those that papers that I just thought they listed all those different things that you can grow for teas. I just thought it was interesting, both of those links. And just so that it's easy for you to do. And I'll put those recipes in there to make it easy too. Okay, who is going to win this one? Let me see if I can get that close. See, they're cute. I love making hearts. I seriously do. Okay, let's see who our winner is. So we have Dorothy that won the red heart, Steph that won the scrubby, and let's see who's going to win this green heart. And my mouse is being crazy. And Nightbot will pick a winner. I don't pick it. So no pressure for me, I tell you. And the winner is Karen. You are our winner. Now, Karen, I don't think I have your address. So let me put my banner across. And that's my email. Actually, let me see if I can make that. Can I make that so it just stays there? Edit. I'm going to take the scroll across there. Save. There. That is my email. So if you will send me your address tonight, I can mail this tomorrow when I mail everything else. And I had my winners yesterday for my vanilla bean honey. And I didn't go out today because it was snowing and blowing so hard all day long. It was like, seriously, you know, I'm like over it. I'd like to go to Arizona for a while and the roads are bad and I can't go. You know, it's like, seriously, I want to be able to go. And But you guys, I just so appreciate coming in for 40 minutes. That's way longer than I usually do. I appreciate it. Friday morning, 9 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. You can win this hat during my live. It's adjustable. They're very cool. They're made out of corduroy. And I'll send that out to you guys too, whoever the winner is. It is hibernating. Well, you know, I was going to fix Joe I was going to heat him up some soup because I had made a chicken noodle, or I don't have noodles in it, but chicken soup with a bunch of vegetables. And I was just going to heat it back up. But he said that he was full because we had popcorn late this afternoon. And so I don't have to fix any supper at all. Usually I have to fix Joe's supper afterwards. But everyone, have a great night. I so appreciate you coming in. I do. And I know a lot of you guys watch it afterwards. You two have a blessed week. Everybody, I will see you next time. And stay safe. Have a cup of tea tonight. And every